Teresa Moisling from Pure Movement Pilates Studio. Today we're going to be working on a 30-minute first trimester workout. So in your first trimester, you can pretty much do anything that you can do in a traditional Pilates setting with some limitations. But it's really important to focus on core strengthening, upper back extensions, glute strength, leg strength, and just general full body awareness and strengthening. Today I have a foam roller. We use the soft foam roller from OPTP, and I also have Bala bands, which are arm and leg weights. Today I'm going to be using a 1 pound, but they go up to 2 pounds, which you're welcome to use a heavier weight. So I'm going to keep my weights off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and start off by placing the roller vertical. From here, I'm going to go ahead and sit on the edge and lay back onto the foam roller. So the foam roller is going to hug my spine, and I'm going to line at the top of my head with the top of the roller. My feet are going to come hip distance apart, and I just want you to go ahead and relax on the roller, allowing your spine to melt into the roller, allowing your neck to relax, and finding stability on that roller. From here, let's go ahead and take a nice deep inhale, and exhale, and again, inhale, and exhale. And we're going to go ahead and just lightly sway the roller side to side. So as you sway the roller side to side, I want you to allow your ribs to shift over, your hips to shift over, and you should feel a nice stretch through any tight spots in the lateral side of your body. And we'll bring it back to center, lining up that foam roller with your spine. We'll take the arms, reach it up towards the ceiling, palms facing up, or palms facing towards each other. And we'll go ahead, bend the elbows wide, allowing the chest to open, and extend the arms back up. Same thing, opening, inhale, and exhale, reaching up. 2 more, inhale, exhale, reaching up. Last one, inhale, and exhale, reaching up. Extending the arms back behind you, we're going to go ahead, bend the elbows, and I want you to reach the elbows down to the side of the roller, and then extend the arms back up. So when we're newly pregnant, there's a lot of changes that are happening in our body. Specifically, as we start to get bigger, more and more pressure goes towards the front of our body, and that can cause a lot of upper back pain, a lot of chest pain, which is why it's important to keep mobility in the shoulders and in the chest as your pregnancy progresses. From here, we're going to start to go into arm circles, so we'll reach the arms down, we'll circle the arms out to the side, and open. 1 more, open. Good, and then reverse. We're going to circle out and circle down. Reach up and circle around. Last one. And we'll circle around. We'll go ahead and bring our arms down by our side, finding that nice long neck again. So as we're stabilizing on the roller, let's start to be conscious more about our core and our abdominal muscles. We're pulling our belly button in, but we're still maintaining a small space underneath our low back. We're going to start to come into leg lifts. We'll go ahead, lift the right leg up and bring it back down. Notice the angle of my knee. The angle of my knee is staying the same, and I'm hinging from the hip. Right leg and back. So odds are you have to pull your abdominals in more in order to stabilize on the roller. Good, 2 more, right and left. Good, we'll revisit that in a bit. I'm gonna have you go ahead, interlace your fingers, bring them underneath your head. So we have to stabilize a little bit more through our legs and through our lower abdominals. And we're gonna come into a chest lift. We'll exhale, lifting up, looking out and forward. And then inhale, lengthening the neck as we come back down. Same thing, exhale, lift up. And inhale, lowering down. Focusing on lifting up from the top of our abdominals, but stabilizing with the lower part of our abdominals. 2 more, 1. And 2. Very good. All right. We'll find the ground again with our forearms. And we can keep going into marches if that's a better modification for you. Otherwise, we're going to bring both legs up in a tabletop. So again, this is a huge stability challenge. As we're here, we're going to tap the right foot down and bring it back up. Tap the left foot down and bring it back up. Tap the right foot down, bring it up. Tap the left foot down, bring it up. 2 more, right and left. Bring the right foot down, bring the left foot down, and go ahead and just lightly turn your head side to side. Good. All right. From here, we're going to go ahead and roll it off the roller. And I'll have you go ahead and place the roller back behind you so it's out of the way. And we'll go ahead and lay on our back on the mat. Feet forward, hip distance apart. I want you to go ahead, take your hands and place them onto your hip bones. As we're laying here, you should have a small space underneath your low back, or just go ahead and find a position that feels normal to you. With your hands on your hips, I want you to go ahead, tuck your pelvis back, drawing your lower abdominals in, and then release. Same thing, pelvis tilts back, flattening the low back, and release. So this is a very fundamental Pilates movement, but the reason I want to include it in this is that your pelvic floor, so what we've got going on here, is going to be a big center house in your pregnancy. The strength of your pelvic floor will help determine how well you recover postpartum, and also strengthen and help support your baby. From here, we're going to go ahead and take that back, pulling the lower abdominals in, and I want you to go ahead, lengthen your arms down by your side, and go ahead and start to take it up into the full bridge. Reaching the knees forward, take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, we'll go ahead and start to lower down through the shoulder blades, through the ribs, through the low back, and release the tailbone. Same thing, inhale, exhale, pelvis tilts back, hips lift up, knees reach forward, inhale, and exhale, lower back down. Let's do that bridge one more time. We start with that pelvic tilt, we draw the lower abdominals in, we lift the hips up, take a deep inhale, and exhale, lower back down, and release. Good. We are going to go ahead and revisit that chest lift that we did on the foam roller. We're going to interlace the fingers back behind our head, and we're going to exhale, lift up the head, neck, and shoulders, and inhale, lower back down. That feedback that the roller gave us, let's go ahead and think about that. As we lift up, we're lifting up one vertebrae at a time, and as we lower down, we're lengthening down one vertebrae at a time. Good. 4 more. 1. And back down. 2. And back down. Last one, exhale, lift. And let's go ahead, hold. From here, lift the right leg up into tabletop and bring it back down. Lift the left leg up into tabletop and back down. Lift the right leg up into tabletop and back down. Lift the left leg up into tabletop and back down. 2 more, right leg and back down. Last one, left leg and back down. Good. Let's go ahead, rock the knee side to side, turn your head side to side, and bring it back to center. We are going to do that exercise one more time, but I want you to be mindful of 2 specific things. Keeping our lower abdominals engaged, our pelvic floor engaged to help stabilize the lower half of the body, and also trying to lift up evenly through both sides of the body. So as we lift up, Notice if you're curling more towards one side or the other. We want to evenly develop the oblique muscles. From here, hands back behind your head, we curl up, we stabilize through that pelvic floor, we lift the right leg up, we lift the left leg up, and we're going to tap the right foot down. Exhale, lift, and lower the left leg down, and lift. And remember, just like on the foam roller, the modified version of keeping one leg down is available to you. Four more. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Let's do one more bonus one to keep it even. And bring both feet down and relax. Turn the knees side to side, turn your back side to side. Let's go ahead, hug our knees in towards our chest and rock side to side and massage the low back. This is a good low back release to do while you still can before your stomach gets too big. But even as you get bigger, it's still a good one. From here, I'm going to have you go ahead, grab onto the back of the thighs, and let's roll ourselves up to sitting, or come up to sitting whichever way feels comfortable to you. I'm going to turn to you, and we're going to go ahead and bring the bottoms of our feet together. I'm going to bring my hands forward onto my ankles, and with a nice long spine, I'm going to hinge forward, lengthening my spine forward. So I should feel this stretch in two places. We should feel it in our low back, and we should feel it in our inner thighs. And then lift back up. Same thing, leaning forward. And lift back up. Last one, leaning forward. And lift back up. Good. From here, we're going to go ahead, extend the legs forward, and I've got my legs hip distance apart. We're going to go into an exercise called spine stretch. If you find that you're having trouble keeping your legs fully extended, you can bend your knees a little bit. You can sit up on a pillow or a box, whatever allows you to feel that you can get that length through the low back. We're going to extend the arms forward, lengthening the neck. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead and start to tuck the chin forward, articulating the spine down. Having this feeling that you're peeling off a wall. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and start to roll back up. Lengthen the spine and reach the top of the head up towards the ceiling. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, curling the chin forward. So that same engagement that we had with our abdominals when we were laying down, when we were laying on the roller, I want you to have that same feeling as we stack the spine back up. That we're drawing our belly button in towards our low back, that we're pulling our ribs in towards our spine, and then lift the head up off the neck. Inhale. Exhale, chin comes forward, we roll down, peeling off that invisible wall, reaching down, inhale, exhale, go ahead and start to roll back up. And lengthen the spine. Good. All right, let's go ahead and bring our legs together, and we are going to go into roll downs. So now roll downs are something that you shouldn't do too far into your second trimester, but while you're in your first trimester, they're still fair game. From here, I've got my legs extended, but you also have the option to bend your knees as well, whichever feels more comfortable to you. We're going to reach the arms forward, sitting upright. We'll take a deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead and start to tuck the pelvis. And again, we find that one vertebrae at a time. We stretch the arms back. We take a deep inhale, we exhale, and we reverse the motion. Rolling forward, sitting upright, inhale, exhale, curling back, inhale, stretch back, exhale, rolling up, lengthening the spine, and one more time, inhale, exhale, rolling down. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, rolling up. And lifting back up. Good. All right, so we're going to find our bands, or not our bands, our ball of weights. And so if you don't have ball of weights, you can just use regular old leg weights. You can put them onto your wrist. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and lay back down again. From here, we're going to go into an exercise series that's traditionally done on the Pilates reformer, but with the weights, it creates a nice effect on the mat. So we've got our legs in tabletop, and so you also have the option, if you don't feel stable in your abdominals, to keep your feet down. Legs in tabletop, we draw the lower abdominals in, we pull the belly button in, and we go ahead and we exhale, we press down, and we inhale, we lift up. Exhale, press down. Inhale, lift up. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Last one, 4. Let's go ahead, hold here. Keep the chest nice and open. Bend the elbows. Exhale, push down. Good. So as you're doing this at home, if you find that you want more weight, go ahead, get more weight. Grab some arm weights that might be a little bit heavier, 3 to 4 pounds. I traditionally don't like to go past 3 pounds, but more power to you if you can go heavier. 1 more, bend. Good, now let's hold, turn the palms in towards you, and we're gonna do that same motion. We bend, and we exhale, reach down. Bend, exhale, reach down. 3 more, 1, 2, last one. Good, bring one foot down, bring the other foot down. Rotate the knees side to side, turn the head side to side. And we're gonna go ahead and lift the legs back up into tabletop. From here, I'm gonna have you grab onto the back of the thighs, curl up. As I curl up, I flatten my low back. And I'm gonna go ahead and take both hands, interlace them back behind the right thigh. Left leg reaches out. We're gonna go ahead, switch legs, switch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good, draw both knees in. Take a deep breath. That exercise is called single leg stretch. And we're gonna grab onto the back of the thighs, curling up again, coming into what we call double leg stretch. So again, we're in that imprinted spine. We're gonna extend the legs out to a position that feels comfortable to you. So that could be 90, that could be 45, or you could just keep the legs in tabletop. We're gonna extend both arms back, extend the legs, exhale, circle around, come back in. And again, inhale, exhale, circle around, come back in. Inhale, exhale, circle around, come back in. 2 more, 1, and 2. Good. Curl yourself up to sitting. Go ahead, open the knees out to the side, and go ahead and drape yourself forward. Good. I'm going to come to kneeling with my hands underneath my shoulders and my knees underneath my hips. I'm going to come into a cat-cow. So I'm going to round my spine, stretching up that upper back, and I'm going to push down and I'm going to lift the chest and look out and forward. So as I said earlier, the further along you get in your pregnancy, the more tension you're going to start to feel in your chest and your upper back from your body growing forward. Exhale, curl. And inhale, reaching out, looking out and forward. 1 more, curl. And looking out and forward. Good. We'll sit back into a child's pose. And as you're in that child's pose, go ahead and thread your right arm underneath your left arm and turn, look underneath the left shoulder. And switch. And bring it back. We're going to come on up and we're going to sit into a position called Mermaid. And so now I've got my left knee bent out to the side and my right leg tucked back. I'm going to reach my right hand down towards my right leg. And I'm going to take the left arm, reach it up and over. So if you were previously using arm weights, you can add the arm weight for this. An extra weight creates a nice side stretch and then come back up. And you also have the option of just not using the weights with this one. and back up. So I'm focusing on opening up my left ribs. I'm going to take a look up towards my arm. That creates a nice neck stretch. And back. One more. And bring it back. Very good. Let's switch the legs around to do mermaid on the other side. We reach the arms out. We reach down towards that left leg. I'm going to look up towards my right arm and then come back up. It's really nice with the weight. If you have the option to do the weight, it just adds just a little bit extra into that side stretch. And come back up. Two more. And back up. Last one. And back up. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and take those weights and put them onto our ankles. And again, you have the option of doing this next series without weights. And we're going to come to kneeling. Let's go ahead, refine another cat-cow. So you can flex your feet, you can point your feet. Flexing your feet is going to create a little bit more stretch in the arches of your feet. Pointing your feet is going to create less of a stretch. Let's go ahead, round the spine. I'm going to look down towards my thighs, and I'm going to add just a little bit deeper of a stretch. So I'm going to sit back into that cat. Then we come forward and look out and forward. Rounding the spine, curling back, sitting back towards our feet, and coming forward, lifting the chest and looking forward. Last one, curling back, coming back, and lifting the chest as we come forward. Good. All right. As we're here, let's go ahead and take our left leg, extend it back behind us. I'm going to go ahead and point that right foot, and we're going to tap down and lift up. Like I said in the beginning, glute work is extremely important as your pregnancy progresses. Your glutes are going to help stabilize your low back and also create a strong foundation for when you start to work postpartum. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Bring the knee in. We're going to switch. Extend the leg back. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeping your core engaged. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Bring both knees in. We'll sit back and stretch. And we'll come back up. We're going to bend the knee, reach the heel up towards the ceiling, and we're going to go into small pulses. We're going to pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it down, switching legs. Left leg lifts up. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring the knee down. Very good. If you've got leg weights on, you can move on for now. We're going to reach back and we're going to go ahead and grab onto the foam roller and place it onto the mat horizontally. We're going to go ahead and lay back onto the roller with the shoulder blades underneath, with the shoulder blades on top of the roller, and we're going to interlace the fingers back behind our head as we inhale, stretch back, and exhale, lift up. Inhale, stretch back, and exhale, lifting up. Inhale, stretch back. As we're here, I'm going to turn. I'm going to look over to my right elbow. Exhale, come back to center. over to my left elbow, and exhale back to center. We'll float the hips up and we're going to roll back and forth on the shoulder blades. I'm going to dig a little bit more into my right side and a little bit more into my left side. Good, we'll bring the hips down. Go ahead and move the roller down to the bottom of your ribs. Increasing that extension, we're going to inhale, stretch back. And exhale, lift up. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, lift up. 2 more, inhale, stretch back. Exhale, lift up. Go ahead, holding that slight curl and start to roll back and forth on the bottom ribs. Lean a little bit more into the right side and a little bit more into the left side. Good, bringing it down. Let's go ahead and come on up to sitting. I'm gonna go ahead, extend my legs, but you can keep your knees bent on this if it feels better. I'm gonna bring my hands back behind me and I'm gonna push into my hands, rolling back. And then I'm gonna curl forward. So this is working on wrist release, palm release, and also a little bit of shoulder extension. Good. From here, I'm going to flip over onto my stomach. So when you're in your first trimester, you can stay prone on your stomach for a little bit, but it's not recommended to stay laying on your stomach for extended periods of time. And we're going to go into a small swan. You still have those leg weights on. It provides nice feedback for the lower half of the body. You're going to lift up the head, neck, and shoulders. I'm just focusing on my upper back. And then reach back down. And again, inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. We're going to bring our hands back. Go ahead, find that child's pose again. Reaching the arms forward. Go ahead and sway our hips side to side, massaging out that low back. Good, and we'll come back up to kneeling. Finding that cat-cow again, rounding the spine. You can sit back further towards your heels if you'd like. Coming forward, lifting the chest. And again, curl. And come forward, lifting the chest. Good, all right. That is your 30-minute first trimester workout. Hope you enjoy. If you have any comments or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments, and hope you'll join me again. Thanks.